Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of TerraTech. And on this episode, we are going to be continuing where we left off. Now, there is a lot of stuff to pick up. There's a lot of stuff to drop off. You can see all the items that I have over here, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff to kind of get through in this episode. But it's going to be fun, guys. So we're going to be making some new items. We're also going to be cleaning up out here. I do like the design that I have so far. It's been working really, really well for me. The only thing I would say is you want to make sure you have a few extra repair bubbles more than you think you need. I think that's a repair bubble. Yeah, so we'll leave that right there on the back because that's going to help us recharge a little bit faster. Now, we do go through our energy fairly quickly because of this. And of course, I've mentioned that before in the past, but I want to make sure that you guys kind of, or at least I drive home that point as much as possible, because some of you have left comments saying that you've tried building this same bot. It doesn't really work for you as well as it works for me. And what are the issues? Why are they having, those kind of problems? And to be honest, it really comes down to the fact that if you don't have enough power on here and these things are taking that damage, you're going to have those issues where you lose pieces just snap off, you're taking damage. Also, if you see what I'm doing right here, I'm going through a lot faster than I need to, and therefore I'm taking a lot of damage really quickly. And because I'm taking that damage really quickly, even the repair bubbles might not have enough time to repair fast enough for this stuff to get healed up. And thankfully it is right now because I have geocore pieces on here. If you have the regular GSO blocks, the ones that we were using right off the bat earlier, then you're going to run into those problems where it doesn't have enough health. It's one of those things, and look how fast this charges up over here. Those are big geocore batteries, and they're charging up super fast. But yeah, it's one of those things where as you step it up from GSO, think of that as like the middle of the road, decent defense and hit points, and a decent amount of weight as well. It also does a decent amount of damage. Everything about it is about middle of the ground. Where if you think about Venture, think of really lightweight, very fast, little bit of damage, not a whole lot. That's going to be one of those things that you're going to have to kind of worry about in regards to just the fact that it doesn't do as much damage as you may want it to. So in the end, you may have to decide to kind of forgo using that at some point if you want to create a bigger and stronger bot somehow. But I don't know, it works fairly well for me. I don't think there's any really any big issues with venture bots as long as you know what to expect from it. Now, geocore on the other hand are very heavy, very slow, but very much in demand when it comes to strength, durability, or the fact that it can do just massive amounts of damage with the weapons that you usually get from them. And the weapons you usually get from geocore are mainly melee ones. You'll get the big boy cannons from the GSO ones. I don't really feel that those kind of fit into that corporation. Maybe somewhere down the road they will kind of change that stuff around, but for now these big weapons they fit into the GSO one, and I really would like to see them in the Venture one. And I would like to see the color change as well. Like yellow for that would be kind of nice, because if you're going to put them into that category, they should at least have the same color scheme for that category. So I guess now I don't really want to take that guy over again to go out there and kill that guy, because if we do, I may not be able to take this one back over again. This is one of the issues I was running into on the last episode. It wouldn't let me take this thing over, and what I ended up having to do was exit out of the game all the way, take off all the stuff that I had gathered on the last episode on top of that guy, the silos and things of that sort, and then try taking the thing back over again. I did it like 10 or 15 times, click in, and eventually it let me do it. I don't know why, what was the issue with that one. It's just one of those things that it's going to happen. It's going to drive you nuts when it happens, and you got to get used to it. Let's come over here and snag this while we're here already. There are a few more items that we need to get. Now, we may be going a little overboard with collecting these resources, but like I said, I need the money right now. And right now, the items are just kind of sitting over there being refined. And I don't think they're going through any of the processes of being made into anything at the moment. So we may have to kind of drive over there and change that up. And hopefully they are still, yeah, okay, so they're still backed up. Okay, so can you get any more off? Little bit more off. We don't want to get too close because it will bypass stuff. And we really want this stuff to be refined before it sells, because that's where we're going to make a lot of the money. So let's see if we can get a little closer. Right here is going to be good. So let's say any resource can go through. It will, of course, make a few items. It's already making some right now. Let's see what it makes right there. Oh, yes. It made another one of these. These are what we're actually after right there. So we'll go ahead and snag that. Yeah, see, look at that, guys. 400, 300. Where is it hitting? Where is it hitting? Oh, you can see my base is actually attacking. Can we get in there? Can we help him out? Oh, geez, so much lag. So much lag. Let me get in there. Stop moving around. Nope, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna let me in. I don't think my weapons are actually hitting it. Come on, let me take that guy over. Did they kill it? I think they did. Okay, so they killed the bad guy. Thankfully, they are attacking on their own now. They didn't used to be, and I'm still having issues trying to take, one vehicle over from the next, which is, in a situation like that where we could have lost the base because it wouldn't let me do it. That's kind of annoying, especially if you have different size or different types of bots out there like I do. This is one that is kind of geared only towards crafting and collecting. Actually, not even crafting. It just collects either the craftable materials, the actual resources, or it collects the actual blocks that the enemies, pop off of them with those receivers right there. So this is my harvester bot, and it's working really well. It could be better. It could be enclosed a little bit more, so it might actually be able to do some fighting. But by doing that, I would be sacrificing the weight. And if I add any more blocks to this, then I won't be able to pick up as many blocks out there as I already can. So you kind of have to decide. Do you want it to be middle of the ground where it's good, or I should say decent at collecting resources and decent at defending itself and decent at doing damage? Or do you want it to be just really, really good at one thing and suck at everything else? Like, you really can't have everything that you want unless you go large. If you go really, really big, then you can have a little bit of all of it. But when you go that route, you do kind of miss out on the smaller bots. And I kind of wanted to experiment a little bit more with the smaller bots. And that's why I'm trying to get a little bit more money, because I've actually created a middle-sized bot that's going to be using the hover pads. And that's going to be on the next episode, actually, guys, because I was hoping to get enough money on this one. I am, but the problem is I can't take over a bot. Like, I literally have to exit the game, come back into the game every single time I want to do that. So I am going to finish allowing this guy to empty his payload here. We'll go out, we'll collect a few more resources so you guys can see this thing in action a couple more times. And just, kind of get a feel for what you guys want to see in the future. Like, if you have a good idea for a certain type of bot, some of you guys have left comments like, do the what is it called? The Millennium Falcon, or do the X-Wing and things of that sort. I would love to do those. And now that we're getting into the hover pads, the Millennium Falcon definitely comes into mind. I might be able to kind of integrate the hover pads and Millennium Falcon together into like the same thing, but I don't know just yet. We'll kind of have to see how it goes with this, build that we're doing right now, because it is, the very first time I've ever really kind of messed around with it on a serious scale with the hover pads. Before, I've done it and I've had just, issues with the fact that I didn't know what I was doing and it wouldn't go straight, and I didn't have the blocks that I needed. I didn't have like turbines at the time, and then later on I got the turbines, but I didn't have the thrusters, and again, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what pieces I needed, and then not having those pieces to boot made things even harder. But now we got pretty much all the pieces in the game. In fact, I'll show you right there why it's still, taking all that stuff off. You'll see over here, I have pretty much everything. I am missing just one or two items when it comes to this, like the GSO cab armor plate, which is absolutely worthless. You would think because it has that little slit in there, it'd be able to fire outside, from that from within that armor plate. It can't. It doesn't do anything. It's just so you can see the headlights and stuff. And there's really no reason to use it. Just use like a regular block. It's going to protect it a lot more than that thing will. And that's really all we're missing. We don't even need that. And then you look at all this stuff. Pretty much everything. The step conveyor is the only thing we're missing here. And I could never find that thing. That thing is one of the hardest things to find in the game. For me anyways. And we got all of this. Now, Geocore, we're missing a few things. We're missing this. I don't even know what that is. I can't recognize what that... I thought at first it was a tractor pad, but that doesn't look like a tractor pad to me. That's something else, because we do have the tractor pad. We're missing all of this stuff as well. Some of this stuff I recognize, some of it I do not. I don't know what any of these three are at the moment. This is just a Geocore picker tractor pad. Okay, so this is the smaller but thicker tractor pad. I don't know what the difference is between the two. I always go with this one. This is the HC tractor pad. Seems to be the best one out there. It's a little bit longer, thinner, and it picks up a lot more stuff from what I've been able to notice. These are, like the plasma cutter, something I've never seen. You have the hammer piston, which is kind of like the drill, but it comes down at an angle. And then you have the headlight bore, which is a little bit more like the drill. It comes out straight ahead, and it has all these little, teeth that kind of drill through stuff. Unfortunately, it comes out a little bit too far, and it gets stuck on little hills and corners and things of that sort. We got pretty much all the wheels. Let's see if we can back this up a little bit, get this out of here. We'll start going to get some more of the resources. But yeah, we have pretty much all the items in the game that we could want to build that vehicle. And that's why I was kind of messing around with it to do exactly that, because we've been kind of putting it off. And this playthrough, as I said, this season is to do all those things that we have been putting off for so long, either because the game just has been, it's still in development. They're still coming out with new and better things every day. So before, some of this stuff was broken. Some of it wasn't even in the game yet. And now that it is in the game, we can take full advantage of that and really kind of experiment with it. We're going to, right? We put it off for too long because of a lot of reasons, and now's the time to take advantage of it. As add more and more stuff into the game, we'll of course go back and play through all of that stuff as well. This isn't like the last season or anything like that. It's not why I'm doing all this. It's just there's a lot of stuff I've been wanting to do, like the base. Like the game, when I first heard about this game, the base was the thing that kind of got me into it. I was like, that sounds really cool. You can start building stuff, and you can like make your own pieces and then go off and attack stuff, and it's almost like a Command and Conquer like S kind of build to it. And I just thought that was really, really neat, very unique to games like this that I've ever heard of in the past. So that kind of got me into it. However, almost immediately upon me getting the game, that part of the game was kind of broken. And so I wasn't able to take advantage of it. But it was okay because the combat was such a thrilling and enjoyable aspect to it that I completely was like, okay, I'm fine with the fact that the base isn't working yet. I can go ahead and start doing my combat, and I can get a lot of enjoyment out of that, and eventually they're going to get the base working, and I'll come back to that aspect and experiment with it. But the combat was such an enjoyable part that I didn't really ever come back to the base until now. So yeah, it's addictive, guys. This game is quite addictive, and the amount of designs that you can come up with are pretty much endless. Like, it comes down to your imagination and what you kind of feel like you can come up with, and where you want to go with whatever bot you want to do. Like, if you decide you want to create a bot that's just heavily defended and doesn't have a lot of weapons on it, but it just like takes no damage and can sit there for all day long, that's going to be kind of a unique design. Like, not a lot of people are going to do that design. And so, yeah, you can create something that nobody else has ever seen before. At the same token, if you want to create something that's so overly powered with offense, that's something you could do, and something that maybe not a lot of people have done in the exact same way that you're going to be doing it. So again, it really allows you the freedom to experiment, because it's one of those open world type concepts where it's like, here's the blocks, show me what you can do with it. Like, it's really your choice. And those games have always appealed to me. Like, Minecraft is kind of that way. Here's the open world, this is what you can use as tools. Go ahead and do your worst or your best or whatever you want to do. And then, of course, if you get tired of that, go ahead and create mods. It's open source. You can go ahead and create as many mods as you want to a game that you paid for, that you love, the game that we love and love seeing you guys create stuff. And even they will go in there and say, you guys have created some really cool mods. We're going to go ahead and incorporate them into the main game and let everybody play around with them. So, those games that really allow the community to drive the development of it at a certain point are games that I greatly enjoy. And I think this is kind of going to be one of those as well, where, of course, they're coming up with new content on their own, but they're also promoting, players to go out there and create bots, share them on, Twitter and Twitch and things of that sort. And other people will be able to have those bots kind of integrated into their game if you're connected on Twitch as well. So you can have somebody create like this really the way they used to have it was players kind of took advantage of it. They would create bots that had all the pieces they could want in a playthrough, like all the really hard pieces to get, and then give it like one weapon. So he'd be like the easiest guy to kill, except he'd have like tons of blocks on him. And so he'd be like the gold mine at the end of the rainbow, you know, like the pot of gold. And you'd be like, I want to get that guy to invade my town because I can kill him with like the easiest bot in the world. It may take me like half an hour to do so, but once I do, I have everything that I could possibly want. And that was a little bit of a cheat, you know, but at the same time, it did allow you to kind of get back because they were having so many patches, you know, at one point that you had to restart like all the time. Otherwise, you just didn't get to experiment or experience all the new stuff they were adding. And that was kind of annoying, you know, like once you start getting to a point where you're like, oh, I want to do this. I want to experiment with the planes. I want to do that. Some of those things require that you have advanced pieces like the planes. You didn't really have in the beginning of the game a plane waiting for you like you do now. Now there's a tutorial. If you go off, you can find a plane in entirety waiting for you. You get all the pieces you need for it, and then you can take off and start creating your own stuff. You had to find those little bit by little bit and, you know, make your own plane and get all that stuff going. And once you did that, you know, it may have taken you like a week to get to that point, depending on how much you played. Let's get this stuff as well, right? We'll break this stuff apart. No, that's not what we wanted to do. Where's it at? I just got rid of, there we go. Let's put that back on. Yeah, I was like, I don't want to get rid of that. That's the one thing that I need to actually have. Let's see, can we break these? Kind of, yeah, kind of. There we go, there we go. It's taking a little bit of damage, a little bit more than I would like. Let's put this, the one thing I kind of like and dislike are some of these items are naturally anchors. And when you move them around, they anchor themselves to the ground. So that's cool. But it's also kind of annoyance when you're trying to move them from one area to another or have them picked up by this stuff. Then you don't want them to be anchored. And there's not really anything I can think of the manufacturer or the game designers to do in that one, because it's like, how do you assume what other players want? Like, you can't. Can we not take this over? Do we have to destroy it? I think we might. Yeah, because it's saying this is not ours. All right, we'll destroy something on it and see if maybe that will do something. Wow, we're really not doing a lot of damage to this. I have not... Wow, look at this. We can't even go through the shields. That is something else. How about if we run right into it? Still not going through the shields. Wow, our bot is so weak. This is weak sauce right here, guys. The other guys, the other bot that we have would just shoot it once and blow everything up to the extent that there wouldn't be anything left. More so than we would actually want. So that just shows you the difference between having a couple weapons more and a couple weapons less if they are the right type of weapon. So I don't know on this one, guys. This guy may be too weak. We may have to upgrade him. But like I said, he was mainly designed as a harvester bot. The only reason I gave him weapons is so he would be able to defend himself against the little dudes who attack, and then of course be able to chop trees down and things of that sort if he got stuck and the drills just weren't doing the trick. So I didn't really want to go overboard with that. Let's see if we can snag these over here. Actually, I might have to do it manually. Otherwise, it may sell the stuff. And I don't want to sell it until I refine it. Refining the stuff will allow me to sell it for... It's sometimes close to half, or I mean twice as much. Sometimes more than twice as much is what you'll sell the item for once you've refined it as well. So let's come over here. Let's see, have they made anything new? Actually, they want to make something new. We got a new wing here. So let's move that wing off to the side. What are they going to make? They're going to make something right there. Actually, oh, it's going to be one of those conveyors that allow things to come through or don't come through as you see fit to a certain point. It doesn't really allow you to just let all the fuels through or anything like that. It does have options in there. Let's see, any resource, harvestable idle, escort. No, that's actually, it's getting, when I click on that, because there is a, you know, an AI module attached to it, it's asking me, like, what does it want the AI module to do? At the same time, it's asking me what I want these resources to do. So they're, like, right on top of each other. It's very, very hard to see if you don't already know what's there. So you may not I don't know how to fix that. Like if you don't have a AI module and a bot connected to it, they won't be able to attack and stuff. So I could disconnect that. I don't really need one on this part of the base. I do need it on the outside wall, but I don't necessarily need it in here because these things don't have walls anyways. So, or weapons, or anyways. So I think I'll probably remove that in between this episode and the next. But guys, the next episode will definitely be the hover pad. This guy right over here, off to the side. Again, I'll have to exit out and come back in because it's just not letting me connect to this and take it over. Oh, there we go. Holy crap, yes. Yes, okay, well, maybe not the next episode, guys. If you guys want to give me a minute, we are going to do this now because I am not waiting. I am not waiting again. Let's do it, guys. Let's get this. Gonna need, this probably gonna be enough. That will probably be enough. Let me close this down, minimize that, and we'll drag some of these over here. Now, I think we're gonna need to cover the entire ground with these hover pads, and even then, may not be enough. So if it's not, we'll have to add more floor to it, and then add more hover pads. But you can see the hover pads, really expensive. They add up really quickly, and unless you are rich, or gone out and collected resources just for the primary reason of selling them, which is what I just did, you may, run low on funds right now because selling items really don't, pay the bills anymore. They used to. You could sell a lot of items and make a lot of money out of it, but now, not so much. Okay, so we got one right there. Got a couple more over here. Let's see, any more? Actually, I think that's pretty much it. I might have to buy a few more already. Wow, okay. Let's go back up. How many more do we got? We got like 4 or 5 more there on the floor. Well, we'll keep buying some. We got a decent amount. We got a decent amount, guys, and I want to get this to work. I want it to work. I want this to be the first one that I have that actually takes off and does what needs to be done. Let's see, we're going to put that on there. And if I have extras left, we'll just put them in storage. We'll put those in storage, and we'll use them for either like the Millennium Falcon or whatever build we do after this. Because this is going to be the first of a number of hover pads. Because the hover pads were always kind of a cool concept to me that we just never really got to mess around with. And they always kind of worked. They weren't really broken at any time that I can remember. It was, like I said, just we didn't have the ingredients we needed to make them work. And that was more of, either just not finding the pieces or my fault of not knowing what pieces to use. So this is going to be cool. Come on, just a couple more pieces, and we can take off. Actually, I want to buy one more thing before we take off now that I'm thinking about it, and I actually have the cash to do so. And I may buy a few of them, to be honest. Let's see. Let's go in there. I want to buy a few of these things to help me steer a little bit better. So I'll just buy a few more than we actually need. Let's go in there. We'll have to find a place to put them. And make sure you angle them the right way. You want them angled so they can go left or right. You also want them angled so they can go forward and things of that sort to help you back up, help you go, forward or side to side. However it is you want to have them, definitely put them in many different directions. And of course, they will fire against one another, but they will also fire with one another. So having a whole bunch of these is not really a downside. And considering this doesn't have wheels, I'm guessing the actual steering is going to be a little difficult at times. So I'm on a side with just being over-prepared instead of under-prepared. Because once this thing takes off, I don't really have any way of getting it back to the base unless it moves in the direction I want it to move. So yeah, that's going to be a thing. Let's put this here, and we'll put one more right there, and we need to grab one more over here. Yeah, we got it every direction, right? That way. Okay, that way is good. Okay, I think we're good, guys. I think we're good. Oh, it's floating. It's floating, guys. Just barely, but it is floating. All right, let's zoom out a little bit. Let's zoom out. Can we not go off to the left? How about we go straight? Can we go straight? Let me back it up. Let me back it up a little bit. Here we go. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You know what we need to do? We should have been doing this the whole time, but we needed to be charged up because it doesn't have any power on it, even though it has plenty of batteries. Oh, look at this, guys. This does not turn very well. It kind of just floats across the land. Let's do some speed boost. Oh, yes. I like that speed boost. That gets it going in the right direction. There, we're going to take some damage. Let's move this off to the side rather than have to move my bot. And you can see my bot right now is moving on its own. Like, I'm not touching any of the keyboards at the moment. I am just dragging stuff around from one side to another, and it's still going straight. So that, let me back it up a little bit. Let's see if I can get it to stop moving. No, it's just gonna keep going. It's just going on its own. No, stop. Yes, crash into the wall. Crash into the wall. Stop it, guys. Stop it. There we go. Can it get stuck? Yeah, it got stuck. Okay, so it's stuck for the moment. I just want to get it fully charged before we go off and do just like this death mission with this, because I don't think it's gonna last long. It's gonna get over its head, and I'm not gonna be able to get it back to the base. But I don't know. I don't care at the moment. I just want to get out there and start. Okay, because now it's stuck. I can't get it out. Oh, I knew this was gonna happen. Come on, speed. No, you won't let me do it. Okay, well we're gonna have to remove what got it stuck in the first place, which is this little weapon right here. That one little thing actually snagged it. Can we back it up? Come on, back it up. You know you can do it. There we go. Okay. Whew, we are free. Okay, let's turn it to the right. Let's zoom out a little bit. You know what? We are going to we're gonna go explore. Yeah, we're gonna go explore with this sucker. We're gonna get as far away from our base as we can. Oh yes. Yeah, baby. What do you guys? Hell, you guys can't catch me. You cannot catch this sucker. Look at this. Speed boost, maybe. Oh, are you gonna be able to go up the hills? Yes, you are. Kind of. Come on, you can do it. Where's the speed? Where's the boosters? I put fuel tanks on this sucker. There's fuel tanks all over the bottom of this thing. Ooh, yes, more guys. More guys. Ah, oh, come on, get away. We're too weak. Oh, man. So much lag. I'm trying to get away from any biomes that might be causing issues. Like, there we go. Lag is pretty much gone now. I don't have a lot of weapons off to my side, so that I think is going to be my Achilles heel in the end if we get stuck somewhere. Oh, but the front is definitely not my Achilles heel, and it allows me to do what I need to do. Oh, great, the base is now yours. What base? I don't know what base you're talking about. I'm just trying to get up this hill that doesn't seem to... Oh, yeah, we made it. The boosters, guys. Boosters are a lifesaver. When you have a bot that gets stuck in crevices or little places like that, boosters are a life... can we get that? Okay, let me go back into build mode. And then if we go into booster mode right here, it will go ahead and toss us a little forward. And definitely a little trick to get over those little humps if you happen to be stuck on one. Which this one doesn't seem... It kind of is moving a little bit. It definitely is moving up a tiny bit. But we probably should have put more hover pads on here and more blocks for them to stick onto. There we go. Oh, yes, we got it. Yes, we did. All right, booster time, guys. Booster time. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Keep going. Keep going. It's not as fast as I thought it was going to be. It's so heavy. So heavy. Oh, come on. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Maybe you can't. Maybe you can't do it. I don't know if this is the perfect design. No, I think it's too heavy. Way too heavy. Too many engines or thrusters or battery packs, or maybe the big guns are doing it. Something is definitely clogging this thing down with weight. And you know what? There's a base over here. If we can take the base for ourselves, we'll be able to actually maybe buy one of those pieces that we might need. So let's see if we can actually kill these guys off. I don't know if we can, because I can't even turn left or anything like that at the moment. Too many of these little hills. There we go. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, no. Not going to do it. There we go. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Come on, just one more. Just one more guy. Oh, actually, two more guys. Maybe not just one more. All right, build mode. Build mode. Speed. Back it up. Back it up. No, it's not going to back it up. Oh, man. Thankfully, they are too concerned with themselves to be concerned with me at the moment. Oh. Alright, this is not going to work. Let's see, can we kill this thing? Almost. Almost. Come on, just a couple more shots. You know what we could actually do to it now that we are here? If we can get this thing to die, I will go into my venture, go into wheels, and we'll put wheels on the edge here. I think that's what we're gonna do here. Actually, he's attacking us this whole time. Come on. Yeah, I just can't get to it, so we are going to take these weapons off. Thankfully, he's not attacking us anymore. I'm gonna put wheels on there really quick, just to give me something to grapple onto, so I can actually move around. Maybe get back to my base here in just a few minutes if I'm lucky. We are gonna lose some weapons here, but that's alright. These things are fairly easy to get, and I think when I was building this, it said I had something like 900 of them or something like that. It was something ridiculous. In fact, I'll check here before we exit out of this build mode and see just how many we have right here. Yeah, 83. So I had like 100 and something, which is just nuts. Those things used to be worth quite a bit of money, but now they're pretty cheap. There we go. Got a little bit of momentum. Is there anything over here we don't have? No, nothing new. So let's head back to our base. This one could definitely use a little bit of tweaking, maybe a little bit more surface area on the bottom. So if you're going to design a bot like this, guys, either go extremely lightweight or go with a bigger surface area than you think you're going to need, because that has kind of been our thing at the moment. Is he right here in front of me still? Yeah, actually he is. He's stuck underneath my wheel, but not for long. Come on, boosters! Yes, boosters. Amazing little things. What do we got? Anything? Anything good? Back it up, back it up. Can barely see it. No, I don't. Ooh, what is this? What is that? Is that a, oh, it's just a, it kind of looked a little weird on the corner. I was like, oh, is that on one of those step ones? But no step ones, unfortunately. Okay, we can head back. But guys, I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. Hopefully you guys enjoy these videos. I kind of like building this thing, but I want to perfect this. I want to make a hover pad or hover bot or whatever you want to call it that actually works really, really well. So that's what I'm going to be doing in between this episode and the next. It may be really small because, as I said, I want to do more small to medium. And I think I've been concentrating a little bit too much on medium. And I want to go smaller yet. You know, very, very small in design, but very fast, lightweight, and just incredibly dangerous if we can get that to be, you know, kind of mixed in there with it. But you can see we got a few bots here, guys. We got our harvester, we got our attack bot, and now we have whatever you want to call this bot. Didn't quite work out as well as we thought it would be, but it's still kind of cool to play around with. Again, guys, I'm AC Gamer, and I will definitely catch you all next time.